I'm gonna get you on something that's instantly gonna make you more magnetic. Okay, people always ask me how my energy is always so light and positive. Other than the fact that I'm completely delulu, I apply the burnt toast theory for everything in my life. The theory is basically, if you burn your toast in the morning and it adds 5 to 10 minutes for you to make a new one, it might be saving you from something more catastrophic. Maybe it's saving you from a car accident, or maybe it's saving you from running into someone that you don't want to run into, or maybe it makes you late to a meeting but puts you in the exact time and place to meet someone special. Or if it doesn't work out with a guy and he ghosts you, take it as a sign that the universe is protecting you from a guy who doesn't deserve you. I believe that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes when something doesn't work out for you, it's because something even better is on the way. This is how I stay positive and vibrant, and I don't let silly little inconveniences ruin my day, because I seriously believe in the divine timing of the universe. Baby girl, the universe has always got your back. You just need to learn to trust it. Okay, I love you always. Bye!
Hi, I'm Ash and I make videos about sociology topics and vlogs, and today we are going to take a look at the burnt toast theory. So let's get into the video. And yes, I am holding my microphone today just to see if it's less echoey. Usually it sits on top of the camera, but we've got to try new things. Anyway, let's talk about the burnt toast theory. Now, you might have no idea what I'm talking about, or maybe you are TikTok savvy and you have come across this theory before. So essentially, what is the burnt toast theory? The burnt toast theory is a theory that posits that any minor inconvenience, so for example, you burn your toast in the morning and you're already late to work, is the universe's way of diverting you from catastrophe. It has become a common theory to discuss on platforms such as TikTok and YouTube. However, I personally think that its roots stem in the blessing in disguise idiom, which is that something that appears to be a misfortune would have unexpected benefits. I'm not specifically sure of who was the first person to come up with burnt toast theory, but if you know who they are, please let me know in the comments. And I have my blog post here, so I'll link that down in the comments as well. Oh, in the description, sorry. Phillips 2023 says, picture this, you're making toast in the morning and it burns. Although this is an objectively small issue, the whole process has made you late. You're stressed, but you're en route to your destination. You witness a car accident, and upon hearing the details of the crash, you realize that had you left on time, it could have been you. This forms the basis of the theory, which in short encourages us to reframe daily mishaps and failures by teaching us to look at them from a different perspective, namely under the belief that everything happens is part of a bigger plan for your life. So, essentially, everything happens for a reason? ? Well, of course, it depends on your beliefs, but this burnt toast theory may have some truth to it. Let's explore some examples. So, in exploring some examples of the burnt toast theory, we can talk about celebrities such as Seth MacFarlane, Michael Jackson, and Mark Wahlberg. They were all meant to be at the World Trade Center when the 9/11 terror attack happened. Seth MacFarlane and Mark Wahlberg were meant to be on a flight there, but they both didn't get on that infamous Flight 11. Seth MacFarlane was hungover and he ended up getting to the airport late, so he missed the flight. Imagine not having any sort of like Family Guy or things like that. American Dad, oh no. Anyway, one of Mike Wahlberg's friends decided that they didn't want to fly to LA that day, and they decided to fly to Toronto instead. So Mark flew to Toronto. Michael Jackson was supposed to attend a meeting in the building, but he overslept and missed it because he was up all night until 3 a.m. talking to his mum. The next example is missing a bus. Maybe you miss your first bus so that you would meet someone interesting on the next bus and strike up a friendship, relationship, whatever. Or maybe you missed that bus because there was someone on there you wanted to avoid. A lost phone charger is another example. Maybe you lost your phone charger and in turn you ended up going to bed earlier and you got a better night's sleep. Next example is deciding to pick up a takeaway coffee, whether that's on your way to work, on your way to wherever you're going, except the barista is super busy that particular morning and your coffee doesn't come as quickly as expected. This leads you to stand next to someone you would have normally missed. Maybe it's a celebrity, maybe it's the love of your life, maybe it's your new best friend, and so on. The next example is political landscapes shifting directions. And I want to say in the better, but let's not look at the current political landscape. And the next one, I am probably going to butcher the names, so I apologize in advance. I'll put them on the screen. So Matthias Saroli, which was the son of Chapecoense coach Kyo Jr., was supposed to be on flight LMI 2933, which was a flight that had the Brazilian football team on it. The plane ended up crashing on its way from Sao Paulo to Medellin, and it killed 71 people on board, including Kyo Jr. However, Matthias ended up forgetting his passport and didn't board the flight, which is kind of terrifying. So I suppose that might have been the universe's way of saying it's not your time. And I do apologize for the name butchering there. I also believe there's either like a New Zealand rugby team or an Australian footy team that had a similar thing happen, and there was like a whole team of them and they ended up all forgetting their passports, and the flight that they were meant to get on crashed, and like so many people on board passed away, which is awful. But I remember like hearing this, I don't know if it was in high school back in New Zealand or from just a random person telling me, like it could be fake, and I just remember they didn't get on the flight and they were saved. But I can't find any information anywhere about this one, so if I'm wrong, let me know, but if there is something, also let me know. So according to a lot of sources, but I couldn't find the actual OG source, a psychologist called Cameron Williams says that the burnt toast theory is about how people are turning chaos into cohesion. Something we all seek in life is meaning, and we find meaning in the mundane, like burnt toast. This theory is the way people make light of unpleasant situations. The burnt toast theory can also help people cope with some of life's hardships. It's about seeing the glass half full rather than half empty. I'm not a fan of that trope, but you get the gist. Blanchfield 2024 suggests that the burnt toast theory can help with the following things. So, self-compassion. The burnt toast theory can shed light on us being human. That is, we are not the only ones who end up burning our toast in the morning, and so we feel like we are human and relatable. Encourage mindfulness. When we are faced with minor setbacks, we often catastrophize. Yes, I am guilty of that. And so when we think about the burnt toast theory, we are often more mindful of what is and are more present in just the present. Help one find clarity. Maybe you're struggling to make a decision and you're not sure what you want for breakfast. So you take the last piece of bread and oh no, you end up burning it. But then you realize you've got your favorite cereal in the pantry and you realize that was more fulfilling and healthier for you anyway. And Blanchfield 2024 also says, help one move forward. So this can help with closure, the burnt toast theory. If we think that the burnt toast led to X or Y or Z, then we might be more willing to accept why the burnt toast scenario happened in the first place.
Well, we've all heard of the burnt toast theory, right? The idea is that if something inconvenient happens to you, like you burn your toast in the morning, takes you another 5-10 minutes to remake your breakfast, that extra time that you took actually works in your favor. For example, you may have avoided a catastrophic event, or you may have avoided bumping into someone you don't like, or you may end up bumping into the love of your life. But that wouldn't have happened had you not burnt your toast in the morning. So last night, we're driving home from a friend's house. It's like 1:30 and we get a text message. I left my bag there. I asked my husband if he can turn around. It's only going to take a few minutes. He's like, no, we're going to see them. Like, sorry. He's like, no, we're going to see them in a few days. They can just bring your bag then. I'm like, no, let's turn around and grab it. We ended up grabbing it and we're on our way home. I ask him, have you ever heard of the burnt toast theory? He's never heard of it. I explained to him, he brushes it off, whatever. So we're almost home. We exit the highway and there is a massive accident. One car is on the island, the other one is half on the sidewalk, half on the street, airbags deployed. There's only one lane, so we can't even stop. Didn't look like anyone called 911, no emergency services. We drive past and I turn to my husband and I'm like, have you ever heard of the burnt toast theory? And we both looked at each other. Like I said, no one was calling 911. Maybe they didn't want to. I was suspecting maybe a drunk driver was involved because I had called in 911 for another accident a couple months ago, and it ended up with an arrest of a drunk driver at that exact same spot. I ended up calling emergency services, came within like 5 minutes. I hope everyone is okay, but I really couldn't help but think that could have been us. Even if it wasn't us in the accident, had I not left my bag at my friend's house, who knows how long it would have taken for someone to call 911. Honestly, I was kind of spooked, but I can't be the only one this has happened to. Has this ever happened to you?
I just experienced burnt toast theory for the first time. I mean, I'm sure it's happened to me before, but this is the first time that I've seen it happen and gone like, oh wow, things really worked out in a way that I didn't expect them to. So I'm driving across town to pick up a couple things for a work trip that I'm leaving on tomorrow morning. And as I'm pulling out of my street, and I'm already a little nervous to drive because I'm afraid of driving in snow, and most of the snow is melted in Portland, but I'm still a little iffy. Anyways, I'm 1 minute into my drive and I get a call from FedEx, and I've been waiting on some packages. So I pull over onto the side of the road and I take the call from FedEx. The call was not important. It turns out they're just telling me they don't have the packages that I'm looking for, but I'm still like, cool, good to know. So then I continue my drive across town to run this errand, and as I'm pulling down the street where my destination is, I'm seeing 3 cars of people getting out of their cars because a giant wreck literally just happened. Like, it couldn't have been more than a minute or two ago because they were just getting out of their cars. And it looked like everyone was okay, but all I could think was like, oh, if I hadn't taken that phone call, I'd been...
The burnt toast theory is all about accepting that life is hard sometimes, but I personally think it doesn't necessarily fit into the toxic positivity mindset, because there is the underlying concept that whatever happened to you was objectively bad. So, for example, who really wants to eat burnt toast? Probably no one. I'm sure there is someone, but for the purpose of this video, no one. And then there is a feeling that you can move forward from that scenario. It doesn't always come at the time, but we do know that hindsight is 20/20. Some studies have demonstrated that those who tend to have a more positive mindset about bad things that happen to them are more likely to have reduced anxiety. And I do want to point out here that the burnt toast theory isn't about trauma. We'll save that for the professionals. It's about your mindset. It's a mindset that helps build resilience and optimism. It's also a mindset that can make us feel in control, especially if we suffer from hypervigilance. On the flip side, if we happen to be someone with a more fixed mindset, maybe more prone to things like negativity bias, then it can be hard to challenge such things as negative self-talk, poor self-care routines, a lack of knowledge of our own success, and surrounding ourselves with negative reinforcements. The point of this is that sometimes things just suck, and that's okay. And yes, of course, things could always go the other way as well. It's not just always a positive thing. If you burn the toast in the morning, you could end up being late and find yourself in a catastrophe. Thank you so much for watching this video. I put a poll out on Instagram asking people what they wanted to see on the channel, and most people put burnt toast theory. I will try and put some TikToks of people's stories of examples of the burnt toast theory in this video somewhere, so keep an eye out for those. Anyway, I am Ash. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you next time. Bye!